Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Today is Monday, January 17th, 2022. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Also, if you like these videos, don't forget, like and subscribe down below. I've over 10,000 now subscribers. So again, thank you all very much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't done so, please do so. It does help me out. So thank you. All right. So the first part of this video, I did a quick screen, and what I was looking for is in the sectors that are in vogue right now, that are hot right now, which is energy, financials, and so on and so forth. What has a high short ratio? So I use FinViz. Again, real simple here. I'm looking for, here's the whole scanner, mid caps above all the key moving averages. I want some liquidity and price over $5. Okay. And then I'm just filtering by different sectors. Now, what I'm looking for is the short ratio, which is days to cover. The higher the number, the longer it'll take to cover those shares that are short. So the more of a short squeeze that is possible. And so what I did was I went ahead and took some of the highest numbers and in the sectors I thought were important that are going up, right? So like BGS Foods has an 11.85 short ratio. Again, not the prettiest, kind of choppy looking chart, but above, this $33, $34, it can potentially move pretty fast. And you've seen it move fast in the past. So it's a nice place to manage risk. And again, it looks like maybe some tightening up here. We'll see what happens with it. But again, if it breaks above 34, could be a place to move. Flowers, foods. This one looks like it's starting to move. Some good volume coming in also. And if you look at this area, let's just go to weekly here. It's hitting all-time highs, right? It closed at all-time highs. So what does that tell you? It tells you that everybody that is short is underwater, and eventually they're gonna have to start buying the shares back to cover. And look at this. You start seeing maybe some of that happening now. That's FLO. Looking at some energy sector names. By the way, FLO had a 10.21 short ratio. This is, I'm gonna leave on the weekly chart for now. Magnolia Oil, again, closing at all-time weekly highs. It has a 11.59. It's in the right field, energy, right area. So again, it has 11.59 days to cover. A nice looking chart set up by itself. The short ratio adds some fuel to the move potentially. CHK, Chesapeake Energy, they went bankrupt. Now they came back, and they are closing all-time highs. They have a 10.55 short ratio from the most recent data on FinViz. And so again, good volume coming in on the weekly and moving out. Looking at some financials, FFIN. So this is First Financial Bank shares. Is this all-time highs? I'm not even sure, but it looks like it is all-time highs. But if you look at it here, it's closing almost at all-time highs. It has a 18.07% short ratio, so it looks really, really good. FIBK. Here is this one. Not quite at all-time highs, but it's starting to, it looks like it's trying to move higher here. This one has 13.71, and last one in the financial group, FHB. And you can see here, trying to break out this area, which has held as resistance, since 2017. If it can get above, 32-ish, this one has a 9.83 short ratio. Again, it's banking. Banking's hot right now. It's the way to go. And my last group is going to be some industrial names, something like CP. This is a Canadian Pacific Railway. And this one has a 23.72 short ratio. And it's right near all-time highs. So almost everybody is underwater, basically. And eventually they're going to have to start buying back these shares, and you should start to see this move higher very quickly. MIDD, the Middleby Corporation, again, near all-time highs, if not closing right at all-time highs, basically. And it has a 12.88 short ratio. The last one in this group is going to be TRN, Trinity Industries, and this one has an 11.18 short ratio. Okay, all of those have big potential to move higher if they break out and continue. So good luck if you choose any of those. Now let's go some more traditional stocks that I like to watch and I think are setting up. First one, and we'll leave on weekly charts again, CTVA, which is a beautiful looking chart. It still has to confirm, above $50. I think this one looks really good. EMN, as you can see, it is setting up once again, good volume coming in. Maybe it needs to build a handle here or one more pullback and then break out. But overall, do something like this and then like that, right? But overall looks really good. Kroger, again, great volume coming in, moving higher. And maybe it needs to retest this breakout, right? Again, looking for that good risk reward entries. If you're not already involved in it, I've highlighted a bunch of these in the past. They're just doing really, really well. And Tyson Foods, perfect spot right here. Again, I think it's a little bit extended. Let it come back down and then break out. And that to me, this looks like it'd be a really strong chart. Supposedly, there's chicken shortage, what I'm hearing in the United States coming up. So if that's true, they could probably raise prices to whatever they want to that point. So that's Tyson Foods. MP, again, rare earth minerals company, keeps getting rejected in this area. So as soon as the supply gets absorbed, I think that above $52, this could be a long and a great place to manage risk against. FCX, Freeport McMoran, again, a beautiful looking cup. May need another week just to create this handle and then break out. It may not. It'd be good right here, good risk reward. Again, manage risking against 45.50-ish. MTDR, Matador Resources, and it looks like, yep, all-time highs. Again, break out above this 45, we'll call it 75-ish area. And things are looking pretty good. DXD, so it's coming into some supply, extended from its moving averages. This would be one I would say, wait for a pullback and then, shallow, hopefully, and then potentially buy it as it's breaking out here, right? No reason to buy it up here on the weekly chart when you have all the moving averages down here. So just be careful with that. Again, if you go like to the daily here, you see it's just extended, right? It's gone literally straight up since the beginning of the year. So let it pull back and then break out. Back to the weekly. What else we got here? That was PXD. So CLR. Here's CLR on the weekly. Again, this was an important area. Tried to break out, came back in, found support, and now it's going to try again. Again, place to manage risk is 52.50, right? If it gets above 52.50, you can be long. If it breaks back below, you just cut it short. Easy peasy. CNQ, again, straight up on the weekly, right? So right into this area, this is where you could expect supply to potentially be. Again, looking for a shallow pullback and then higher, right? That's CNQ, Canadian Natural Resources. CHX looks pretty good. So see where the VWAP is from here. Okay, good. So the VWAP from the IPO is down here, and that's pretty much where it's been holding numerous times now. This to me looks just like a check back into this area, and now it's trying to move higher. So that looks pretty good. Venom, VNOM, which is Viper Energy. Again, not all-time highs, but breaking out of this little pattern here looks really, really good. And I think this one could potentially get to all-time highs. Again, the VWAP from the IPO back here in 2014 is right around $20.85, and it came back into it and it moved straight up. Again, is this the place to get it? I'm not sure, because it went up, the last 2 weeks, 22%, the last 4 weeks, probably closer to 30%. Maybe it needs to come back, let the moving averages catch up, and then higher. A lot of these energy names have moved so far so fast, expected a week or two of consolidation and then to move higher. But keep them on your radar because they are looking great. ERF, it broke out of this particular area, but really this is a bigger area to be, I think, to be concerned with. Maybe it moves into this $13 area, and then it needs to pull back, probably let these moving averages catch up and then move higher. And Oxy is one more here. Again, breaking out of this kind of flaggish looking thing, breaking higher again. And, it's got some room to the upside. So we'll see if it does. It's a big, big name, right? Occidental Petroleum, big name. So we'll see. A couple of semiconductors caught my attention. Now, I don't love the semiconductor space right now, because it looks like it's getting a little loose and wide. And if it starts to go, even good names like Micron Technology could get sucked into a downward draft. I don't know why I can't do this. There we go. But it's looking pretty good. Again, steep on this side. I still think it needs to pull back and then move out. Again, just way too steep on this side, but it looks real nice overall. It's holding up great. And the other one is IPO'd. Couldn't really tell you what they do, but it's got good accumulation volume. And I've been in this one before, got shaken out. But it's holding very nicely, right? So maybe it's maybe it's just they are the new leaders. Maybe if there's rotation back into the semis. Semis are a little bit loose right now, right? See how it's widening like this? Big move is coming in the semis. Don't know which way, but again, I'm a little this loose pattern right here. I'm not a fan of, but just so be careful if you choose it in semis. And a few banks that are really caught my eye. Here's Toronto Dominion Bank. Looks fantastic, straight up. Wait for the pullback. Don't enter it here. At least I don't think it's a good place to manage risk against. Cadence Bank. I would love to see this retest. This one looks fantastic. Let it come down. Let the support potentially hold, and then let it go back up like that. That looks great. BK. Again, breaking out of a gigantic base from 2000, right? Look at that. And now it's closing all-time highs. It doesn't get better than this one, right? That's BK, looks great. And again, we have to have Berkshire Hathaway in there. Again, straight up, it's way extended now. Let's wait for it to come back, get a good entry, and then move higher. They have banks and they have trains and they have insurance and they have Coca-Cola and they have, ketchup. I think they still own some of that, Heinz or whatever. So again, it's almost like an ETF of value. So it may be a good shot here, but again, kind of has to pull back. It may not come all the way back too, by the way. Maybe it comes back just a little bit, but needs to be able to have a good risk reward entry. All right, so that's what I got. Hopefully this helped. If you like the short squeeze names, they again potentially could move, especially in the energy and the banking sector. Those two are the ones that are just like, seems like people are under exposed to coming into the year, and they're trying to make up, and all the people that are still short are caught on the wrong side of that trade. So hopefully you all make some money off of that. Again, have a great day. And if you like, tell me the ideas that you like. Leave me a comment down below. Appreciate you guys watching this, and catch me on Twitter at AlphaCharts365. All right. Good luck this week. Bye.